So, is there going to be a Cash Money and No Limit tour? Speaking about Cash Money versus No Limit, BG said on the Breakfast Club, there's going to be a Cash Money and No Limit tour. That's right. He said that on the Breakfast Club and TMZ. So he said on the Breakfast Club, he kind of went into more details. He said that I think, did he say AG Entertainment hit him up or somebody like that to go on the tour? So I'm curious to see who would be on the lineup. Will it be the same people that we saw there? I highly doubt that Turk is going to be on there. But will Wayne be there? But you know what? Even if Lil Wayne isn't going to be there, I'm excited to see Master P, the No Limit Soldiers, and Cash Money. Can they coexist? And I'm not talking about the Cash Money artist or the No Limit artist. I'm talking about mainly Birdman and Master P. Will they be able to get this money together? Because that would be insane, especially if they did it like versus. Like I went to the Brandy and Monica concert Friday, right? And it was a joint show. Like I thought it was just a joint tour. Like Brandy was gonna have her set, and then Monica was gonna have her set. I didn't know who was gonna open or close. Shout out to Kelly Rowland and Maya; they performed too. But the way that they did the show was more of like their versus platform. My what was it? I'm sorry. Brandy would do like 2 songs, and then Monica would come out and do 2 songs. Monica would do some songs, Brandy would do some songs. So, and then they did some songs kind of together, sitting together on stage before they did The Boy Is Mine. It was a great presentation. So, what if No Limit and Cash Money did something like that? You know what I'm saying? To where it's a joint tour and not just y'all do y'all set, we do our set. But if it is like that, I'm cool, because to have Cash Money and No Limit in the same place, that's going to be insane. That's gonna be some money, man. They're gonna be able to knock out some arenas and stuff like that. That's gonna be crazy. But yeah, he announced that. He announced it. But the thing is, like I said, can they coexist? And I'm mainly talking about Master P and Birdman, because Birdman has some stuff to say to Master P on that versus stage. And I don't know how long it could, but feel like the artists, like, you know, when you talk about Mac, Mia X, BG, Juvenile, a lot of them have songs together, you know, Fiend, all of them. The artists are definitely gonna get along. I feel like P would get along. I don't know about Birdman though. You know what I'm saying? But if they did something like that, presentation style where it's together, that'll be dope. So you said I'll buy a ticket. Shout out to Trio 301. Yeah, for sure, man. I would definitely buy a ticket. So BG said it. There hasn't been an official announcement, but I believe BG. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a great way for them to get money together. Because if y'all remember, these versus battles set up tours. The Locks and Dipset were supposed to go on a tour. Something had happened though to where they couldn't do it. But who else? Brandy and Monica, when they did the versus battle, it took some years, but you see this tour came from it. Who else? RSVP. You know, that's Ray J, Sammy, Bobby V, and Pleasure P, right? They did like a little battle with each other, and then they formed a group and went on tour together. So these versus battles are very important and essential for the culture. These set up tours because these people can go and get money together. Now, of course, you'll never see a Gucci and Jeezy tour. Knock on wood, I don't think. That would be crazy as hell if they went on tour together. But a No Limit and Cash Money tour, that would be historic. I'm ready to see that, man. Like, they got my money. Just give me my money now. I'm going to get pre-sale tickets, all that. But BG said that. So that'll be dope. But like I said, I want it to be like versus battle type of style, like how they did it at the verses. I don't want it to be Cash Money said No Limit said, but even if they did it like that, I'll be cool with it. But last thing I want to cover, but speaking of BG, man, when he was on the Breakfast Club, he had some things to say about Turk, because Charlemagne and then pretty much asked, like, where did him and Turk go wrong? What's the issues? And BG at first was on some land, I don't know, he be tripping, why he wasn't on the tour and all this stuff. But then there was something that BG said that I feel like was very disrespectful towards Turk, right? Try to say towards Turk 3 times. But it was messed up, man. How many of y'all saw the Breakfast Club interview? First off, it was real dope. You know, I like, you know, I'm a big Hot Boy fan, Cash Money fan. BG, they talked about mental health, his time in jail, and, you know, new music and the versus battle. Very good interview. But what he said about Turk, see, it was okay when he was addressing Turk and saying Turk be tripping, doing stuff for social media, all this, and he wasn't trying to talk about it too much, but they kept egging it on and kept asking him about it. So then BG said, and I want to play the clip so bad, but iHeartMedia, they be tripping. iHeartRadio, they be like in the flag it, and I'll have to take the clip out. But BG says something along the lines of like how there's a strong woman behind a strong man in the corner or something like that. He said there's also a goofy female that be around goofy niggas pretty much. And I was like, ooh. So he was talking about Turk's wife. When he said that, I said, man, there'll never be a Hot Boys reunion. Yeah, exactly. He shouldn't have mentioned his wife. But that was uncalled for, bro. BG, I fuck with you the long way, BG. I love the Hot Boys. I love everybody. And I feel like Turk has been tripping. But BG mentioning Turk's wife was uncalled for, bro. Uncalled for. Now, it could be some things that I don't know the reason why BG called Turk's wife out. But to do that on the biggest platform in the culture, or the Breakfast Club, was very disparaging and disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Again, I'm not behind the scenes. I don't know if she did anything disparaging to BG. I don't know. But I just, after that, BG was like, see, I told you, y'all should have left me alone. You know, y'all should have left it alone. And I was just like, man, that was messed up. Talk about that man. You know what I'm saying? Talk about Turk. Talk about him. But just mentioning his wife and saying she was goofy and stuff like that, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, has Turk responded to that? Has he went live? I don't know. I follow Turk, but it don't seem like he said nothing. I'm assuming he's gonna address it on the Be High show. Because how many of y'all watch Be High? I watch that all the time. I love Be High. Be High ATL. But I'm assuming Turk is gonna address it on there. We'll see. But man, that was wild, bro. That was wild. I think that he went too far with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to diss a man, but dissing his kids or wife or just whatever, it went too far. It went too far. And that's why I feel like it'll just never be a Hot Boys reunion as we know it. But Turk did some goofy stuff before that. Turk's clout chasing to sell his album is the reason that they fell off. Also, his jealousy towards BG, because BG was welcomed with open arms from the whole culture when he got out of jail versus Turk, not so much. BG had $1 million waiting for him from Birdman, a Rolex watch, a private jet, all that stuff. Turk had to battle Birdman in court. So it's that resentment. And Turk brought this all on himself. But I don't think that was cool mentioning his wife. I don't think that was cool. So I'm like, all right, Jizzle, that was too much. But anyway, man, thank y'all for joining me, man. I told you I wasn't going to be on here for too long. Shout out to everybody who's the new subscribers. Shout out to the old subscribers, the OG redheads and everything like that. If you haven't already, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/ResView. And also go to Who Gave You a Podcast, youtube.com/@ Who Gave You a Podcast. Go and purchase some merch. Follow me on all social media at JAYR3D, and also TikTok at the real JRed, at the real JAYR3D. Anyway, man, happy Sunday. Happy 2nd of November. This is my birthday month. At the end of my birthday is November 29th. So we're gonna have a good ball all the way up into that. And man, keep supporting your boy, man. Share this, hit the like button, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next episode of Res View. Peace.